Good afternoon, everyone. We will now begin Congress debate. Do we have a motion to put a bill on the floor? The bills we have is one about bullying, one about solar panels, package stealing, and children driving. Yes, Senator Nyla.
I make a motion to start with the children driving bill.
We have a motion to start with the bill about children driving. All in favor, please raise your hand. We have 5 in favor, and all against, please raise your hand. And we have 4 against. The bill passes. We will begin with the bill about children driving. A bill to allow children to drive, whereas learning to drive takes time and it should start earlier. Whereas schools can teach children how to drive, whereas knowing how to drive as a child will lead to safer driving. Be it resolved that starting January 2023, children 10 years and older should have the option to learn how to drive from an official instructor. Do we have a pro-side speech? Yes, Senator Eleanor. Yes, Senator Eleanor.
I'm pro on the bill because I think it would lead to safer driving if people do that. If people if kids 10 years and older learn how to drive, that would be safer driving when you're older, and any person caught running red lights should need some more driving training.
Do we have any questions for Senator Eleanor? Do we have a speech for the con side? Yes, Senator Pearl.
Hello, fellow senators. I am con on the bill because I think that people that are like 10 years and older, that are still kids and children, I don't think they're ready to learn driving yet. Because they could get hurt if an accident happens, and yeah.
Are there any questions for Senator Pearl? Yes, Senator Lindsay.
The bill said there was a official instructor to learn driving, so I don't think by the way, they're 10 years old, not too old for, so they'd be smart enough not to get into an accident.
Senator Nyla.
I couldn't hear Lindsay all the way, but I don't think she said this already. You will be trained by an official instructor, like it says on the bill. So you will learn how to drive safely, like it will be an official instructor, and then also you'll get you won't get an official car, but like you'll get a car that you can practice in after making sure that you know everything.
Are there any other questions for Senator Pearl? Is there a motion to vote on the bill? Yes, Senator Eleanor.
Hi, motion to vote on the bill.
All in favor on voting on this bill, please raise your hand. You have 2 votes. All against, please raise your hand. The motion has not passed. We will continue debating about this bill. Do we have a pro-side speech? Yes, Senator Nyla.
Welcome, fellow senators. My name is Senator Nyla. Today I'm on the pro side of the bill. The pro ideas are that adults won't have to drive kids around because you never know, like adults may be busy, like doing things or something, and if the kid, it's like if the kid really wants to do something, then they'll have the ability to do it in 2023 without having to bother the adults or anything. You'll have more early experience. So when you grow up like 15 or 16, when you're like at the official date, you'll have more experience and you'll already like know all the buttons and how to like use all the like stuff and the things in the car. An exciting driving class that kids would want to go to in school, like where they could practice, and then they'll it'll be like a really fun driving class for some kids. Thank you.
Any questions for Senator Nyla? Yes, Senator Caitlin.
What if that kid does not feel comfortable driving?
Well, they don't absolutely have to.
Senator Bryan.
Most kids, they can't reach the brakes, so it might be hard for them to stop when they're driving.
Well, if the bill ever passed, then the city would probably they'd probably think about these safety precautions for kids to be able to drive. And with those thoughts in their head, they'll probably make some more like cautions and stuff. So like they'll put maybe a thing on the brake so that you can reach it, or they may like tell you to use like other cars or something.
Are there any other questions for Senator Nyla? Yes, Senator Eleanor.
This is just a comment, but that was extraordinary, amazing, good, nice. I really liked it. I really liked it.
We will now move on to the con-side speech. Do we have a con-side speech? Yes, Senator Ashton.
When I'm on the con side, because who would be supplying the cause? Because, or if it's the school that supplies the cause, at least in my district, the school and the district don't have the greatest budget. Also, if it's, and then the cause would have to be modified. So whoever does give the, I guess, the school the cause, if the bill passed, they would have to be modified and I guess go into probably some regulations. So that would also be difficult for whatever company has to make the cause. So what I'm on the con side, because who's making the cause? Because if it's the school, they don't have the biggest budget. Even if it's the city, also having to make a lot of calls for who knows how many schools are in the district. Also, a lot of schools, so not the biggest budget for them either.
Any questions for Senator Ashton? Yes, Senator Nyla.
I do understand where you're going with saying the city doesn't have that biggest budget, but how do you like absolutely know that they couldn't pay for the cars at in the school district?
Well, the cause would one have to be modified for based on the size and height and weight of the children because it's different than adults. Then number two is based on a report from my district, West Contra Costa Unified. They don't have the biggest budget. They don't have that much wiggle room to put in something for cause. They don't have the biggest budget for other things that actually need to be taught. So I wouldn't think they would have the biggest wiggle room to add in cause and a good amount of them for each school.
Oh, okay.
Senator Lindsay.
Could you repeat the second part again? I didn't hear it.
Oh, my second part is just, especially in my district, they don't have the biggest amount of money to put in if the bill passed for cause. They can't afford to pay for cars that would have to be modified and everything for kids.
Okay, thank you.
Senator Eleanor.
I'm on pro, but I do sort of agree that the kids should be able to sign up for it, for the car driving lessons, and they should start in kiddie cars and then go up to normal cars.
Do we have a motion to vote? Yes, Senator Ashton.
I hear the motion to vote on the bill.
All in favor on voting on this bill, please raise your hand. That is 8 votes for, and all against, please raise your hand. And we have 2 against. The motion is passed, and we will now vote on this bill. All in favor of passing this bill, please raise your hand. You have 4 votes for passing this bill. All against, please raise your hand. And we have 6 against the bill. The bill will not be passed. Do we have a motion to move on to the next bill? Yes. Senator Ashton.
I hear the motion to do next the one on solar panels, the bill on solar panels.
Do we have a vote? All in favor of doing the bill on solar panels, please raise your hand. We have 6 for, and all against, please raise your hand. We have 4 votes against. So the motion is passed, and we will now move on to the bill to require solar panels. Whereas every house uses so much electricity every day, whereas many people forget to turn off lights when they leave, whereas if they want reduced electricity, they should install solar panels for the whole community. Be it resolved that solar panels will be required by August for every household or be fined $100. Do we have a pro side speech? Yes, Senator Isabella.
Well, hi, I'm Senator Isabella. I'm on the pro side on this because we do waste a lot of energy due to we just waste a lot of energy. And I agree with this because the energy will it's great on sun power because so we can solar power, so we can save more money on the electric bill, so we don't have to waste money on electricity.
Are there any questions for Senator Isabella? Yes, Senator Lindsay.
Not every family wastes electricity. I don't think you would say your family wastes electricity, would you? That'd not be nice. So why should we be fined $100 just for not acquiring solar panels? Exactly.
Well, I didn't know that part, but well, it just saves, I don't know.
Are there any other questions for Senator Isabella? Yes, Senator Nyla.
If families do waste energy, what if they don't have enough money to get a solar panel?
Maybe it could be for free, due to the, if the bill passes.
Well, on the bill, it doesn't state that that they would give a solar panel to the family for free.
Wow. Okay.
Senator Eleanor.
I think that we should. I don't think we should all require solar panels because not all families waste electricity. But I think, and what if families don't have enough money for the $100 fine? And what if they don't have enough money for solar panels? And solar panels aren't free unless they've already been used and someone's selling them free on the side of the road. Unless you win like a contest or something, you can't get free solar panels.
We will now be moving on to the con-side speeches. Do I have a con-side speech? Yes, Senator Lindsay, or I'm sorry, Senator Servey.
They're at the mall.
Fellow senators, I am calling on the bill to require solar panels because I believe that you shouldn't be fined $100 just because you wouldn't put on solar panels, because solar panels are expensive. It's not like you could just expect, I want to go get a solar panel, and it will just randomly be with your house. Like, and also, I believe that $100 is a little bit too much because they might not be able to afford that much for the solar panels, and they might not be able to not be able to give the $100 unless they just won't be able to get those $100.
Are there any questions for Senator Servey? Senator Eleanor.
That was really, really good.
I think that was a comment.
If there are no more questions for Senator Servey, is there a motion to vote on the bill? Senator Lindsay.
I have a motion to vote on the bill.
All in favor of voting on this bill, please raise your hand. We have 8 for voting on the bill. All against, please raise your hand. And we have 2 against. We will now vote on the bill. All in favor of passing this bill, please raise your hand. We have 2 votes for passing the bill. All against, please raise your hand. And we have 6 against passing the bill. The bill will not be passed. Do we have a motion for the next bill to be put on the floor? Yes, Senator Caitlin.
I motion to vote for a bill to stop bullying.
All in favor of the bill to stop bullying, please raise your hand. We have 4 in favor. All against, please raise your hand. And we have 5 against. Do we have a motion to vote or do we have a motion to put a different bill on the floor? Yes, Senator Nyla.
I motion to bring up the bill to stop criminals from stealing packages on.
All in favor of putting this bill on the floor, please raise your hand. We have 6-4, and all against, please raise your hand. And we have 3 against. The bill will now be put on the Senate floor, a bill to stop stealing packages from people's porches, whereas people won't get their stuff when it is stolen, whereas their stuff might be very important, whereas most people are stealing valuable things from people's porch. Be it resolved that by July 1st, package stealing should be stopped with high security systems and cameras. Delivery people will also deliver packages to the back door. Do we have a pro-side speech for this bill? Senator Ashton.
I am pro on the bill to stop package stealing just because who would want to lose? Let's say someone buys something expensive like an iPhone. That's valuable money from them that they got stolen just because someone wanted to steal it. That's very rude. And second, it could be something valuable for someone's birthday or for Christmas or a holiday or something, and that's getting stolen, and then they have to order it again, and they might not get it in time. That's kind of rude for them. That sucks, and is like, who would want this stuff to get stolen? Even if it's something not valuable, it's your stuff and it shouldn't get stolen, and that's why I'm pro on this bill.
Do we have any questions for Senator Ashton? Senator Nyla.
I have a question for everyone. Is it okay if I ask?
Is it a motion?
No, it's just like how many has everyone gotten like a package stolen?
Oh, you can weave that into the speech, but not as the questions.
Okay.
Are there any other questions for Senator Ashton? Senator Lindsay.
It's not a question, it's just a comment. That's a nice speech.
Are there any questions for Senator Ashton? If not, we will now move on to the con-side speech. Do we have a con-side speech for this bill? If there are no con-side speeches, we will now move on to if there is a motion to vote on this bill. Yes, Senator Servey.
I motion to vote.
All in favor of voting on this bill, please raise your hand. We have 8 in favor of voting on this bill. All against, please raise your hand. And we have 2 against. We will now vote on this bill. All in favor of passing a bill to stop stealing packages, please raise your hand. And we have all 10 voting for passing this bill. So with a unanimous decision, we will pass a bill to stop stealing packages from people's porches. Do we have a motion to move on to the last bill? Yes, Senator Servey.
I motion to move on to the next bill.
All in favor of moving on to the bill to stop bullying in schools, please raise your hand. And we have 9-4, all against, please raise your hand. And we have 1 against. We will now move on to a bill to stop bullying in schools. Whereas bullying in schools has become an increasingly serious problem, whereas bullying can lead to bad mental health, depression, and suicide from the person being bullied. whereas teachers should stop bullying as part of their jobs. Be it resolved that anyone caught bullying another student, even one time, should be immediately expelled from school. Do we have a pro-side speech? Yes, Senator Caitlin.
Okay. Hello, fellow senators. Today I am pro on the bill because if we stop bullying, kids can work together and create a stronger community. This is important because kids' self-esteem can grow. Second, if kids aren't bullied, they can focus on their work better. After all, school is for learning and not for bullying. Last, if bullying continues, it will upset more people and they can become bullies as well. For all these reasons, please vote pro on the bill.
Okay. Sorry, everyone, my Zoom froze. I'm back now. Do we have any questions for Senator Caitlin? Senator Nyla?
This is just a comment that you did really good, and I liked how you said it grows up people's self-esteem, because if bullying is stopped, because it does.
Thanks.
Are there any other questions for Senator Caitlin? There are no questions, then we will now move on to the con-side speech. Do we have a con-side speech for this bill? Yes, Senator Pearl.
Hello, fellow senators. I'm con on this bill because many people are not trying to be a bully and trying to bully people, but others that got bullied not on purpose, they think that they're bullying them, and the person who was accidentally bullying the other person may not be doing it on purpose, and they shouldn't be in trouble for that.
Do we have any questions for Senator Pearl? Senator Lindsay.
How do you accidentally bully a person? Like accidentally shout something mean? I mean, that's hard to accidentally shout something. Like if they're saying something and they're just trying to tell them, but it comes out like not really nice.
Senator Serby.
Well, it's not really a question, but I kind of understand what they say, what she says, where it says they're not trying to be mean, but it ends up turning out to mean. If they say, for example, well, look at you, you're so smart, and putting them in an awkward situation where they just don't really feel respected.
Senator Eleanor.
I understand. I understand. Because someone could be trying to get their toy back, and they're be chasing the person or calling them mean things because they just want their toy back.
Are there any other questions for Senator Pearl? If not, we will now move on to pro-side speeches. Do we have a pro-side speech? Yes, Senator Shreya.
Hello, fellow senators. I am pro on this bill because someone could get hurt, their feelings, they could get hurt from that if someone says something rude to them. And maybe if they get bullied a lot, then they might go to a new school.
Are there any questions for Senator Shreya? If there are no questions, we will now move on to the con-side speech for this bill. Do we have any con-side speeches? Yes, Senator Eleanor.
I don't think Eleanor was present.
Are there any con-side speeches for this bill? If there are no con-side speeches, then we will now ask if there's a motion to vote on this bill. Yes, Senator Eleanor.
I motion to vote on this bill.
All in favor of voting on this bill, please raise your hand. We have 6 for voting on this bill. All against, please raise your hand. We have 3 against. So we will now vote on this bill. All in favor of passing a bill to stop bullying, please raise your hand. We have 9 in favor, all against, please raise your hand. And we have 0 against. So the bill will pass, and that will conclude Congress debate.